Nissan's philosophy of building cars has changed so much over the years, but one era was particularly interesting. Everything from luxury sports sedans like the Nissan Laurel, the Nissan Safiro, and then the legendary Godzilla that was the Nissan Skyline. There was another one that was the odd one out. The Nissan Stagea is in a way a cousin of all these cars I just mentioned. This one in particular is the RS4, which had an RB25DET. It had all-wheel drive, and some Stagea models even had four-way steering. It had a confetti-like interior, and you could even R34 swap the front end. So as an American who had never seen the Stagea in person and only online, I always kind of said to myself, so is that kind of a GTR wagon? And what is it like to drive? Well, let's go for a drive and let's talk all about it. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to give a huge thanks to today's sponsor, Keeps. 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss by the time they're 35. And with Keeps, you can get quality expert care without ever visiting a doctor office or pharmacy. Keeps offers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. All Keeps treatment plans are doctor recommended and delivered straight to your door, and about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. And Keeps has 24/7 care and support. Keeps has a network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists to support you in making your hair loss goals a reality. And each treatment plan comes with a full year of unlimited messaging so you can connect with your prescribing doctor about anything at any time. And Keeps is focused on finding a routine that works for you. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of your hair that you have, Keeps has you covered. And Keeps physicians will help you select the right products and treatments for your specific condition and your hair goals. And Keeps provides everything that your hair needs delivered straight to your door. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get a special offer on Keeps treatments, go to keeps.com/ThatDudeinBlue or click the link in the description. That's KEEPS.com/ThatDudeinBlue. All right, Nissan Stagea. So quiet. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a Nissan Stagea RS4. Now, the Stagea is a really interesting car if you are not familiar with it. Now, they just became legal in the United States. I'm talking in January of 2022. This one has an RB25 in it. It made mid 200 horsepower. This is an automatic transmission, single turbo R25, and it is just a mom-mobile. This feels like a really nice car. The very first time I saw the Stagea was actually on one of my shows I've created called Judged by ThatDudeinBlue, where you guys submitted your emails of your cars all the way around the world, and I gave my opinion on them. It was a ton of fun. I thought about bringing the series back, not quite sure yet. The first time I saw one though was an R34 swapped front end one, and I was like, what is that? I need to know what that is. And after that, I've been looking for one ever since, but found one here in Dallas thanks to Gateway Classic Cars. Huge thanks to them for letting me drive their Stagea. Absolutely love it. So the interior is really cool. It has almost this kind of confetti vibe like a lot of the old Nissans do. I just love the vibe of these 90s cars. Along with that, we also have a Men in Black VHS tape and Beanie Babies and a Princess Diana freaking magazine in the back from Time magazine. You get in it, it has this really nice 90s theme to it. But the Stagea is a very quiet car, unmodified. You get a little bit of turbo noise, just a smidge. It has a good seating position. The visibility is fantastic. I don't feel intimidated whatsoever driving this thing. There's like no sound. I'm trying to get this thing to act a fool, but it's not working out here. But right-hand drive, the front of it is still very sports car-like, right? It still has a presence to it, or more of like a VIP car. The back of it is straight mom-mobile, straight mama wagon. Still has all-wheel drive. It's really not as floaty as you would imagine. I thought it was gonna be kind of floaty, kind of going like this since it's this wagon mobile, but it's very comfortable. There's plenty of room, tons of storage space, and there's even this thing you can pull out to prevent scuffing the paint or basically hurting the trunk space. So you can pick something up. It has this guard essentially. I had to avoid a bird. It almost hit my windshield. I love this green color on it. It's very classy. Then you get in the car and you look at the door panels with the kind of rainbow stitching. Everything in here is all original. This car is bone stock. And I kind of wanted to do a baseline versus a modified one, which I'm sure eventually I'll run into a modified one. Side note, if you have one, email me. I'd love to do a modified one. But this has the automatic gearbox, and you look down and it has a button on it that says power, AT, and then snow. So you can switch between them. So if I need snow mode, I hit snow mode and the car's character changes a little bit. But if I hit power, it prioritizes, you know, the power. It uses a lot of the same materials as the R32 Skyline, R33 Skyline. It's a much nicer car than the 240SX is inside, at least the S13. S14 was kind of similar to this as well. The back seat has plenty of room in the back. That's not the issue at all. Trunk space is great, and it's just a looker, man. Slow down. Oh, okay, big bog. So when I got on it, it had a real good power band, and then it just went all the way back down. There's definitely a big difference. I just hit the wipe. I do that every time. So basically every time I drive right-hand drive, I accidentally hit the wipers instead of the blinker, and still to this day. All right, so with the all-wheel drive system, let's see what this thing's got. 3, 2, 1. Full send. There it goes. Hubble. Yeah, it goes under 5,000 RPM after that. All right, yeah, that was, once it got going, it was pretty quick. But yeah, that first to second, or whatever, the second to third, it just completely dies off. You have real good acceleration at first, and then it just completely bogs. If you had some shorter gearing, this thing would be pretty amazing. For how big this thing is, the brakes are also very good as well. All right, let's try to do something here. It's so quiet. You just can't get anything out of this RV. Like, it's so quiet, it doesn't even sound like an RV. But I get it. This was not meant to be like some hot boy race car. It was meant to be comfortable and practical. But I'm sure seeing these things when they get really fast is a really cool sight to see. So if I were to compare this to the Laurel, I think this is nicer. If I were to compare it to the Safiro, I think this is nicer. It's very user-friendly. Okay, here we go. We're hitting some bumps. It's definitely built more for comfort, it feels like. But it definitely feels nicer than the Laurel, feels nicer than the Safiro. It definitely was a little bit more ahead of its time. I wish we got this car. It would have been really cool to see what the American aftermarket would have done with this thing. But these are now fully legal, and now I think we're gonna see a lot of really neat mods and VIP cars, stuff out of this. I would much rather see people make these fast than make them kind of stance cars on bags or something, but on bags, you have to admit, this thing would look really good. The Stagea is one of those cars that when you pull up to a gas station, people go, I have no idea what that is. One, since we never got them, they have no idea that it has a performance car lineage. And they're like, no way, that makes no sense. Yeah, Nissan had a really cool idea with this thing, and they executed it very well. Yeah, that first gear is so exciting, and then it's just like, nothing. I got nothing left, dude. It also shows how far turbo technology has come too since then. There we go. Okay, so if I give it like a little bit of like a halfway throttle response, about 50%, you'll get a lot more turbo noise. You'll hear it spooling up and kind of a little blow off actuator. Oh, okay. Yeah, this thing, having to add a lot of throttle modulation. Brakes are fantastic though. I'm like, stay with me, Stagea. It's so calm, I don't even know what to think. On that note, bone stock Nissan Stagea. Excited that I got to drive it, excited that they're here in the United States now. What do you guys think about the Stagea as a platform? Do you think it has potential to be seen in the United States? Or do you think you would just go get a Skyline instead? I think a lot of people would have a hard time choosing between this and say a Skyline or something along those lines. On that note, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and I will see you guys next time. But take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.